the Sig P365. So I recently purchased this in hopes to make it my new everyday carry. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past year or so, you've probably heard something about this, whether it's good or bad. It is what Sig considers their game changer in a concealed carry pistol. If you're watching this, you've probably already looked into it. You've heard the specs. You own one. You're just seeing what's up with this video. But it is a ultra compact concealed carry handgun with a 10 round capacity, 10 plus 1, and an optional 12 round magazine that you can purchase from Sig. So let's see what it's got. Not too bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some more shooting with this, film some of it. We'll have a little discussion. We'll talk about it. I'll let you know what I think, why I bought it, why I sold my HK P2000 SK, bought this to change over to carry this. Some people will think I'm crazy. And we'll break it down maybe when I get home, have a little discussion about it, what my experience has been with this so far, talk about some of people's concerns with it, what people like about it, what people are afraid of, and we'll go from there. I decided to brave the cold December air at night to give you some bonus footage here to show you what you can expect at nighttime with a muzzle flash from this guy. So I've got a variety of ammo loaded up in the P365 here. So first shot you'll see is Hornady Critical Duty 135 grain plus P. Second shot you'll see the Sig V Crown 124 grain. Third shot you'll see the Federal HST 124 grain standard pressure. Fourth shot you'll see the Federal Hydra Shock 124 grain. Fifth shot you'll see the Remington Golden Saber 124 grain plus P. Sixth shot you'll see the Winchester White Box 115 grain. Seventh shot you'll see the Herder's 115 grain full metal jacket, and the white box is also a full metal jacket. Obviously, everything else is defensive ammo, some plus P, some standard pressure. So, with that, let's show you what you're getting here. Well, there you go. So let's talk about a little bit about my experience with the P365 so far. So I have been on this pursuit for the past couple of years for a good everyday carry gun. I sold a P2000 SK to buy this because it seemed like it has baked in a year. There's been some issues. Sig halted production. They made some changes. The date of manufacture on this one, at least on the box, is November 23rd, 2018. I'm filming this in December of 2018. So, like I said, I sold the P2000 SK to get this because the P2000 SK, and I'm an HK guy. I carried a USP. I'm not going to sell my USPs. I sold my P2000 SK because I had been carrying that, and it was about the same size as my USP compact. And I might as well carry my USP compact, and I wanted a thin EDC gun, so I sold the P2000 SK to give this a try. Before my P2000 SK, I had a Glock 43. Bought that shortly after they came out. Great gun, shot great. It was reliable for me, but I couldn't get over the fact that it was a 6+1 9mm gun. I just think everyone is screaming for guns like this. This is a 10+1 9mm, very thin, micro, compact. Look at the size of it against my hand there. 9mm carry gun. I think it was a swing and a miss for Glock. I know they're selling. People love them. People bought them. I bought it, but I ended up selling it because I had to buy extended base plates in order to get it up to 8 rounds or 9 rounds, and then it was the same size as my Glock 19 or my USP compact, so why just carry that? I did like the slimness of the Glock 43, but at the end of the day, that's why I sold it. I wanted at least 10 rounds in the magazine, so I sold it, bought the P2000 SK, carried that for quite a while, but I just got tired of that little bit of thickness in the in like a Glock 26 or the P30 SK or the P2000 SK. That little bit of thickness, after a while, it's annoying. You want a small, lightweight gun. And when you first start carrying, and I've been concealed carrying for only about probably 5.5 or 6 years right now. I carried in the last state I lived in. I carried in Texas when I moved here to Texas. So that's why that was the driver to get to this. I wanted something slim, lightweight, and still have at least that 10-round capacity. Now, that being said, I held off on this because of the issues. There's a bunch of YouTube videos out there that, high-profile YouTube videos that people have had issues with this. But then there's also a lot of videos coming out where people are putting a bunch of rounds through it and not having issues. So I haven't had any issues to date. So as of this filming, the last rounds you saw me shoot put this thing over 500 rounds. And that was 500 rounds of various types of ammunition. That's Winchester white box, Herters, 115 grain, the Winchester white box, 115 grain, and then defensive ammo. This is Hornady Critical Duty 135 grain plus P. Sig Elite Performance Sig V Crown, and this is 124 grain. Yeah, 124 grain jacket hollow point. And then Federal HST 9mm 124 grain standard pressure. By the way, this is what I'm carrying in this gun. I spent a day kind of geeking out on ballistics videos, and I've always carried Hornady Critical Duty in all my other guns, 45, 9mm, whatever it is. I really like this, but it's not necessarily made for smaller barreled handguns. This was made because of like a duty load. And even though if you watch videos through a short barrel, 3-inch barrel or thereabouts, on YouTube, you'll see that it still performs really well. But this guy impressed me. I watched videos. There's a YouTuber out there. If I can remember what it was, I'll add it down in the description section, a link to the video. But there's a couple different people. Him and this other guy tested HST. They tested Critical Duty in I think it was a Sig 938 and then a Smith & Wesson Shield, so 3.5-inch barrel. And man, this stuff performed amazing through barriers. One guy had bone and meat and then a watermelon and then rack of meat again, just to simulate what it would do to a human body or animal. And the stuff performed really well, so I switched over to this. Anyway, so I've run all that stuff through this, and I haven't had any issues. I haven't had a single issue. By the way, this is clear for all you safety Nazis out there. But I haven't had any hiccups. And trust me, I have no loyalty to Sig. I had a Glock, sold it to carry. HK, I love HK, sold it. I had no issues with either one of those guns. And I would tell you, if I do have issues moving forward, I'll do a rebuttal video or something, I don't know, and let you know. But I have not had any single issues. What people were saying in videos, and there are documented videos where they wouldn't return to battery. It wouldn't lock back on last round. What else? Failure to feed. There's been all kinds of little issues with it, but I haven't had any of those. Now people are talking about striker drag. That's another thing they complain about here. And if I had a shell handy, I would show you. I'll show it to you when I do like the desktop portion or whatever. I do get striker drag with this, just like everybody does. It hasn't caused any issues. I had a Glock 22 that had bad striker drag with. That thing had thousands. It was an ex-police gun, and I put thousands of rounds through it. I never had any issues with it. So Sig did change the firing pin. This gun here is, depending on who you ask, they are calling it the Gen 2 or Gen 3. So it's got the different firing pin spring that Sig upgraded. Let's see what other changes. I'm not sure what other else they changed by the November purchase date when I bought this. So the sights, people were getting dead sights. My sights are fine, they're glowing good. I haven't had, like I said, I haven't had any problems, so we'll see. Time will tell, but as of right now, I'm carrying this thing. I mean, I was carrying it all last week so here's what I did. I bought it a week ago. Went home, stripped it down, cleaned it. I used frog lube, so I did the whole frog lube thing. Stripped it down, cleaned it, heated it up, did the whole treatment. Immediately drove to the indoor range that I go to and put 350 rounds through it of basically this stuff here. Defensive ammo, white box, and the herder stuff from Cabela's. And I had no problems with it. So I went home, cleaned it, loaded up a couple mags with defensive ammo, and I carried it up until today. And then when I got here today, I shot out my ammo and I put it up over 500 rounds. And I'm filming this now. I would have no problems continuing to carry this. It's a great gun. And I saw a lot of other videos. People were commenting, "Oh, well, I didn't see problems until over 1,000 rounds." I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So far, it's been good. So a little bit about this. You've probably seen it already, but this is the flush magazine, 10 rounds. Haven't had any issues with the magazine. It also comes with this 10-round magazine, which has the extended base plate. This is the one I've been carrying in the gun. It's a little bit more comfortable, and then this is the option. This is the game changer here. The whole gun is a game changer to me. To have a thin gun that is a little bit smaller than the Glock 43 and has 10 rounds, standard capacity, 12-round magazine that you can get additional from Sig. I don't have to go to an aftermarket to get a +2 like with the Glocks or other brands. 12 rounds and I get a full grip. Pretty amazing, pretty cool. So yeah, I'm really happy with it so far. Feel free to ask questions. Like I said, when I get home, I'll strip it down, I'll clean it, and I can show you the parts, show you the wear. I'm getting some wear on the slide there. That's normal to me. My HKs do that. Other than that, nothing's too drastic in the wear department. So what am I carrying it in? So I'm a Kydex holster fan. I carry Appendix at about 1 o'clock. So I bought the Sig because this is what Cabela's had when I bought the gun. I just figured I'd get whatever they had there. This was the only holster they had available on the shelf. It's the Black Point Tactical Sig branded Appendix holster. So it comes with installed. It has one of those claws on it that are supposed to push the grip into your stomach. Help hide it. I took it off. It comes with regular bushings too. I'm not a big fan of those claws. It's a small gun. It's not like it's sticking out, and I'm just not a big fan. I tried it. It wasn't comfortable. I took it off. The other thing I did, which I tweak almost every single holster I get. I've got a drawer full of them, and I never leave them alone. What I did was I cut it here. It came out really nice. I cut it down because it goes down to a square, and since I carry Appendix 1 o'clock when I'm bending or going down, these always dig into my kind of my thigh, and it drives me crazy. So any holster I buy that comes with that, I always round off here. Did the same. It still has the same retention, really nice retention. Again, this gun is empty, but it's not coming out. Nice pop when you put it in there, and it's very comfortable. Pretty happy with this holster. It is expensive. This was like $80, man. Made by Black Point Tactical. They're pretty proud of their product. Plus, Sig's reselling it, so they're gonna jack up the price. But it's like G Code and Raven and those other big companies. They're all proud of their products, and they're all like $80 for their holsters. But the only reason I got it was they had it there. I could shoot it and I could carry it immediately. I didn't have to order anything or wait for a Kydex holster to be made. So that being said, it's been a good holster. If you want the Sig logo, I'd say go for it. It's got a nice metal clip. It's not plastic, it's metal, and it's really it's nice. Oh, and it's cant adjustable. You can loosen these up, and you can, if you carry it 4 or 5 o'clock and you want a cant in there, you can raise it up and down for ride height and cant. So pretty cool. It's a nice holster. It's just spendy. Other than that, don't know what to tell you. Tons of aftermarket support for these, which is nice because I've been an HK guy for a long time, and you're always struggling with, you can't just walk into a gun store and a lot of times and just buy a holster for my USP or the VP9 is different. I had a couple of those. I since sold them, but they have pretty good support because it's a popular gun. But the aftermarket support is looks like it's going to be good for this guy. The other thing that this has, just to point out, and you probably know, is it's got a proprietary rail. Very similar to the HK USP rail that everyone was dogging. But Sig's already releasing, they have like a laser module, they have a flashlight that came out. I would like to see some real aftermarket support because Sig's products have like a remote that comes down here and it's activated by a pressure switch here. I don't want that. I just want if I was going to put a light on this, I just want a very simple little small light without a remote switch. You're not going to have a problem with accessing a switch because it's such a small compact gun. So hopefully Streamlight or one of those companies saves us from having to buy Sig branded products if you want a light or a laser or whatnot. But still, it's cool that they give you this option. Glock 43 doesn't have a rail. There's a lot of other small compact guns like the LCP, the Ruger stuff. They don't have a rail option, so that's pretty cool. A lot of people, claiming to innovate. I think Sig innovated with this, and I really want to see this succeed. I really hope the little growing pains they've had are done and over with, because I really want to like this gun. And I'm not loyal to any gun that I'm going to carry, so if it fails me, I'll sell it. I mean, I'm not paid by Sig or whatever, but it is an innovative new design. I like it a lot so far, so we'll see. If it fails me, I'll let you guys know. All right, back inside, all cleaned up, and I thought we would take a little look at, take it apart and take a look at where and whatnot I'm experiencing at a little over the 500 round mark right now, with no issues, but thought there might be some interest in that. You might notice a little bit different grip module, and a spare grip module here is because one of the things I wanted when I got this, I've been playing with it the past week, was I had wished they had extended this grip stippling all the way up on both sides, rather than making it smooth there. So I was looking around, and there are some places that you can send your grip module to, and they'll stipple it. They seem to be anywhere from $50 to $80 ish to do the work, and you send them your module or a new one. I went with Grey Guns. You may have heard of Grey Guns. They do the triggers in the Sig Legion series. They OEM them for Sig. And they are starting to produce a flat trigger for this guy, so definitely interested. I might pick one of those up. But I went with their grip module. They send you a brand new module that they have laser engraved, and I kind of dug it. It has kind of a fish scale look, and I spent a lot of time in the ocean, so I kind of dug that nautical feel. and it's got a really good grip feel down here still, and not too terrible up here, but it's enough because you don't want it rubbing your finger or something. But it's just kind of cool. Gives it a cool kind of look too. So I dug that. Let's go ahead and make sure this guy's safe, and she's safe. So so yeah, it's an option. And one thing to consider is it's not cheap. I think that was about 80, 85 bucks for this, but 40 to 50 bucks of that is a new grip module. So they're charging you, you know, another 30 on top of that or so to actually do the work. So I didn't think it was too horrible, and now I have a spare module to mess around with. So pretty cool. Anyway, if you want to take a little bit deeper dive here, we can take her apart and take a peek. So you lock the slide back, drop the magazine, put that forward, pull that off. There's the lower. Here's the upper receiver, the slide. Nothing too crazy in the wearing department here. Everything seems pretty good. It is lubed up because I cleaned it, so you'll probably see a little bit of a shine, but yeah, nothing too crazy. Here's the captive recoil spring, dual spring, steel recoil guide rod. It's pretty nice quality. And here's our barrel, pretty nice barrel. It is no real wear. It's nice and lubed up, but no crazy wear. Like I alluded to in the video, I think I called it the slide, but I meant to say the chamber here. There's it's not peening, but it's just a little bit of finish wear on the top there, and then a little spot down here in the corner, but nothing too crazy. And then a little wear in here, I guess where the lockup is and whatnot, but nothing too crazy yet. Barrel still looking good. Chamber's looking good. Yeah, pretty happy so far. And then slide, yeah, like I said, no real crazy wear. There's a little bit of wear to be expected in here where the chamber goes when it locks up, but nothing crazy. A little bit of wear on the side here. You can see that. Nothing too crazy. Breech face is looking pretty good. Just a little discoloration where the shell is. I don't know if I cleaned that too good there. Other than that, yeah, it's doing great. The night sights are sights are really great. One thing I will say about this is it's the accuracy. It's a pleasure to shoot, and the accuracy is kind of confidence building. You may have seen shooting steel. I was shooting the steel target in the video. That was about 7 to 10 yards, and it's obviously that's a pretty close range, but this thing is just man. If there's a range near you that rents one, you got to go rent one and at least shoot it. It's a pleasure to shoot, and it's the accuracy. Like I said, it's kind of confidence inspiring to shoot. So, got to go check it out. Here's the lower. One thing that's nice is I kind of was on the fence about like the whole P320 and the modular pistol system, where the actual serial numbered part is this module that snaps in here. And I was kind of like, whatever. But man, after having this and cleaning it a few times now, it's really nice. You just float this pin out. It comes out pretty easy. It's retained in there by a little, like a spring type thing that holds it, a detent in place. Float it out, lift it up from the rear, and slide it out. And you're able to clean everything really well because you can get to all the parts. It's really nice. And like working on it, if I do pick up that Gray Guns trigger, there's a video out on YouTube right now of a gentleman. If you just Google flat trigger install, he walks you through the whole process, and it looks it's not easy, but it's fairly straightforward. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it so far. Feel free to shoot me any questions you might have, but other than that, that's it. I mean, take a look. Oh, one thing to do that I want to note was I woke up this morning, and on a social media feed there was a story from, I think it was Recoil, the magazine, the Recoil Web, their online version, which claimed a rumor that Glock would probably be releasing a Glock 43X, which would be a 10-round version of the 10-round version of the Glock 43, but they claim that whoever leaked, the source that leaked it, said it was going to be wider and longer to in order to get 10 rounds into it. So apparently Glock and others are maybe feeling the heat from people jonesing so much over a small 10-round carry gun. So yeah, that's it. I appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified of our future videos. And anyway, stick around. Everyone be good together. Have a great holiday season. Celebrate if you're celebrating. Oh yeah, here's the bunch of shells. I should have a picture of them, but yeah, getting a little bit of firing pin action there. And then here's like I alluded to, the carry around Federal HST 124 grain. Check out some of the ballistics videos online. People shooting, doing the FBI test with 10% ordnance gel and 4 layers of denim, and then some other ones, people doing alternative ones. But I'll probably stick to carrying this in this gun or the Hornady Critical Duty. But Critical Duty is kind of made for a full-size duty weapon, not a shorter barrel, but it still performs pretty well. Anyway, that being said, you guys have a great one. Chat with you soon.